Okay. So this is gonna be kind of a potato video. I'm not gonna lie, like I don't even know if this is gonna even look usable, but there's no point in not actually using video from the game when I'm talking about this. But I saw this video by a guy named Vypermajik. He's like a smaller YouTuber. So I think this goes to something I like to say as the misunderstanding of a video game. Now, the video in question talks about how this game is not open to casuals and how a casual player cannot possibly at all manage to play this game and get everything that they want to get. First of all, that's incredibly false. The game is very user friendly. It's very much able to be played by anyone. Now, will you find everything as a casual player? That's up to you understanding the concept of this game, right? So the Remnant series is more about hiding things from you in plain sight and making you explore the world yourself, right? It makes you actually look around for things. So one of the issues he had, and I think this kind of exemplifies everything, right, is he could not find engrams for additional classes. Now, as you can see here, I have additional classes. I have my original class, which was the handler. I have the hunter archetype. I have the challenger archetype. And I have the engineer archetype. So I have 4 archetypes altogether. Right? And it's not like I can't find others. Now, the problem he says he could not find any other archetypes. He got to level 10 on his handler, and he could not find where to get another archetype.
Hey, you're back.
I'm guessing that he probably doesn't look at things. So all these vendors sell different items, right? All these vendors sell some different items here, there, and everywhere. And the higher the price, the more curious the game is expecting you to be about it. So originally, how to find the healer class I just got over here at the healer. Oh my god, this is so potato. I'm so sorry for the lag, but please stick with me. Please stick with me.
Knock yourself out.
There was an item here for 1,500. The medical pin. Once you buy that, or literally any of the other 1,500 scrap items from any of the characters here, it will tell you to take it to Wallace. It literally tells you to take it to Wallace. So see, look, he doesn't have anything here. He has no other class here. The challenger class is found in this man. Because when you go to trade with him, again, it'll be right here for 1,500 scrap. I've already purchased this. I have the challenger. You know? And again, there's another class you can have right here in town that I already have. By going over and talking to the weapons vendor. He sells the hunter one the same way. And that's what you need to do. Like, you need to actually explore the world. You're rewarded for going ahead and trying to buy one of those for the first time. See, if you look at this, you'll see in the crafting and whatnot, he crafts a bunch of stuff. Can craft a bunch of stuff. Look at this. He can craft guns and all kinds of things. You're not going to know that unless you come here and look. See, I got this as a boss weapon, but now if I get more corrupted shards out in the world, I can upgrade it to a different gun entirely. Then the same with the Meridian. I can corrupt it and I can alter it and make it a different gun. But you don't know that. The game is not going to tell you that. The game does not hold your hand. When we talk about games not holding your hand, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about the game makes you actually play the game to know what you have to do. You have to actually go in and interact with the game, and you have to actually talk to these NPCs and find out more about them, right? Like when you get like right now, I have stuff in my inventory. I have this cube, this complex prism. I have this stasis core, right? Wait, I don't know what they're for. How do I find out?
What is it now?
You take them to NPCs. Because look, I take this to NPC. Look, stasis beam, stasis core. See, I didn't know what it's for. I found it adventuring. I come back here and I check all the NPCs. Does it trigger something new for any of the NPCs? And look, the cracked shell is right there. Look, there's the conflict prism. See? It's right here in front of your face. But you have to actually go and talk to the NPCs. You have to come back and interact with them and see what they have for you. And that's what this game's all about. That's what Remnant 1 was about. And that's what Remnant 2 is about. It's this style of game where it's not going to hold your hand and tell you, okay, now it's time to go and walk over here and do this. It initially tells you how to upgrade your weapons, how to make new items. It tells you the basics and then expects you to repeat those steps. It expects you to go through those same stages at other times and come back here to town when you find items you don't know what they are and talk to everyone. You know? It expects you to go and talk to all these NPCs when you find a new item and discover, oh, this is how you get a new class. Like the spear on my back, this spear that I have right here. This is a boss weapon that I got by fighting a boss and using the item that it dropped. I didn't know this spear existed. I didn't look it up online. The only thing I looked up online, I looked up 3 things so far. I looked up how to get through the labyrinth at the end because it was not clear. I didn't realize there was more than one destination on the portal. That was my fault. Did not check that. I should have just tried it. The engineer class that I've got, I saw someone on stream get it, and so I looked up like exactly what the circumstances were to get this engineer class. Simply because I was experimenting because I knew you had to walk into the mist and die, but I did not know where or how, and I was doing it on the first map. You have to do it on the second map. So I had literally wasted a vast amount of time trying to replicate what I saw on stream without understanding it, so I did that. And the last thing I looked up was when it came to this gun right here. This one right here. And this is one where I can actually say the complaints are validated, right? Of them making something too hard. This gun comes from a puzzle where you shoot something out of a pipe and let water flow. Here's the problem with that, though. You have to wait for 90 real-life minutes for that to actually occur. I sat in that mission for a good 10-15 minutes watching the water, trying to see if it was coming out. You know? I was waiting for this to show up. But it didn't. So I thought the game might be bugged. You know, maybe the quest is bugged, maybe the mission's bugged. So I went and looked up that quest, like, well, that area, that venue, and discovered that it was a gun that I was looking for. Because I didn't even know what you would get for it. You know, I just knew that I saw the puzzle, and it seemed like it obviously was, you know, it was obviously a puzzle that needed to be solved. So I just wanted to know, is it actually working or is it broken? So yeah, this is one where I can actually agree this was a bit too much of a pain in the butt. It's not that great of a gun. I'm probably going to see about the corruption of it just to see if it makes it any better. You know, it's not that great of a gun overall and how I play. So it wasn't really worth the 90-minute wait, I'll tell you that much so far. But yeah, like, again, I left a comment because it's fairly clear that he is not understanding this game. Like, I am not some hardcore. I guess you could tell me more hardcore than him. I guess I'm playing on veteran instead of the standard. But even if I was playing on standard, I played the original Remnant on standard originally, and I understood this is the game loop. The game loop is go into the world through here, come back to here with stuff, find out what that stuff does. It tells you to be curious about everything you pick up. It tells you to be curious about every odd thing you see show up in a vendor's thing. And the more expensive, the more exotic the item, the more curious you should be about it. Because again, I can't show you because I've bought all of these already. I have bought them already because I saw them as high price items, and I'm like, I want those because there's a reason that they're so high priced. There's something valuable about them. The game gives you the hint right in the game. And I think people just get too used to being spoon fed all their content and think that, oh, when you should just show me this is where you get the class. You should just show me where I get this. This is how I get the engram. You should just show me that because I shouldn't have to figure that out myself. That's not fun. That's not gaming. That's following a walkthrough. That's following a spoon fed walkthrough. The whole reason I like games like this is because you are rewarded for your curiosity. You are rewarded for going through. Like the engineer thing, had I not seen it on stream, I probably would not have found it. I'd be perfectly honest because it's off in an area where you die a lot, right? It has like an instant death area. I can even go show you. It's not conducive. Actually, I'm not gonna go show you because I'd lose my access to the boss fight. Never mind. I will not go and show you because I'm right at a boss and I'm trying to finish this boss off and I want whatever they have. But that's just it. Like it makes these boss fights. It makes these boss fights more meaningful, right? Because this dude that I'm at right now is a pain in the ass to fight. He is a legit pain in the ass to fight. But I want whatever he has. I want it. Give it to me. I don't know if it's a weapon, an item, a ring, just some money. I want it. I want to know what does this unlock? Because I'm sure this is not storylined. I'm almost sure this is not storylined. This boss right here, this cube that's in here, is not storylined. I can almost guarantee you that. But I still want to kill him. I still want to go in here and I still want to whoop his butt. But at the same time, I'm struggling. I'm struggling because, yeah, like, look at my traits. You can see I didn't put a lot in vigor. I maxed this out. I should not have maxed this out. I went the wrong way with my stats, but you know what? That's fine. That's perfectly fine. I can readjust these. Like the guy there was sitting on 6 trait points, not knowing what to do with them. I just put him in here because I know these right here, all of this unlocks over time. Like this is from a quest. That's from a quest I did, right? Where you had to save the dude from being burned, right? And I got more than this. So you got this regardless. But there's other things you can get from doing it. And I knew there would be reward for finishing it with saving him. So I kept reloading, even though he kept dying time and time again, and I kept struggling to keep him alive. But I did it, and I got a ring for it. And that's the thing. This game rewards you for trying things and being curious. And if you're not curious and you don't want to try things, you're not going to get these skills. You're not going to get these traits. This board is going to stay empty. This board is going to stay completely empty. And look, there's no system telling you how to get these. Like, look around. Do you see an achievements list? No. There's no counters. There's no information anywhere here. But I can tell you, there's a ton more of these. Just from playing Remnant 1, there are a ton more of these. From doing different things in the game. Any one of these could be because you killed a certain amount of people with fire damage, or with splash damage, or you killed a certain number of these kinds of enemies, or tons of other things from Remnant 1. Like, all of these could be from quests, missions, anything. So holding points for the one day, like, maybe I'm going to use them, don't. Like, you can go back and get from Wallace, you can go back after you save some money and redo all this. And I might have to redo all of this to fight this boss. I'm gonna try not to because I'm right here and I don't want to have to go fight something else. But that's just it. Like, you need to be curious. You need to be willing to try things. Like, you need to look over the edge of places. Is there some place you can drop down to? You know, in the labyrinth, I found a portal you can fall down into because I heard a noise. I heard a portal noise after another portal opened. And I'm like, what the heck was that? I look over the side, and there's a freaking portal I can jump into. So what I do? I jumped in the freaking portal. You know? That's what you do in these games. You explore, you experiment, you test. There's zero penalty for me dying. If I want to see if I can land down there, which I know I can't, that's way too freaking far to make it. But let's say I assume there was some way to get down to that ledge, right? Down here, down to that ledge, right? Like, look, here, I'm going to shoot down to there. I bet you I can hit, there we go. Oh, I'm not using the right weapon. Hold on. Yeah, let me get the grenade launcher. See, I can tell that blew up before it got down there, so I know I couldn't even get down there. That's not a real floor. That's just a false floor that's down there for visual sake, right? So that's the thing. Like, you need to test this kind of stuff. You need to experiment, you know? You need to experiment and keep trying things. And if you don't do that, then yes, the game will remain concealed to you. Either look up walkthroughs. If you're more casual and you don't want to explore the game, look up a walkthrough. You want to know how to get the most powerful weapons? There are tons of freaking tutorials out there of it. I have been getting recommended Remnant 2 videos nonstop since I looked up the one or two that I did. Let's see, because I looked up some starting tips just because I was curious if I missed something. But I kind of left it on in the background. I don't really remember much of what the guy was talking about. Sorry to the gentleman who made the video. I don't remember much of any of the talking points. It was just kind of on the background. There was the one for the puzzle that I couldn't figure out if it was busted or not, and found it was 90 minutes. I double checked that with a video because I saw it on Reddit and I was like, I don't know, but no, a guy confirmed it on a video. And there was the one about jumping into the mist to get the engineer class. And if I want to know anything else about this game, there's plenty of people, there's wikis out there, there's plenty of stuff I can find out about this stuff. As a more casual person, where I don't have to explore it. But that's the fun of this game, is to explore it, man. Like, I get it. It's not your thing, right? It's not your thing. And that's fine. If it's not your thing, it's not your thing. Not every game is made for everyone, right? And this is not a get good scrub kind of talking to. This is if it's not for you, just realize it's not for you. You know, it's not your genre. This isn't your thing. You want to be guided to where you need to go to have the fun. You want a theme park, right? You want a theme park game where it takes you on the ride, puts you in the seat, and then you drive through the motions. That's what you want. What this is an exploration. This is, okay, we're going to open the doors to this giant funhouse of different things. It's up to you to find the fun. It's up to you to find the things we've hidden. We're going to give you hints. We're going to give you, like, little tips and whatnot. Oh, wait, the other thing I looked up was the flashlight. That's one thing I think they should have been a little more clear, was the flashlight button. Because there was a puzzle where you needed to get a light to illuminate numbers to open a chest. And I looked that up because I could not understand how in the world I was supposed to pick out the numbers from everything. I had smashed the initial lantern like an idiot. I literally, all I did was I just went like that. Because I was like looking around the room, I went like that, and I smashed the freaking lantern by total accident. And so I ruined the tutorial of it, which was that one of the numbers was lit up with the light, and then I didn't realize I played like half the game not knowing you can toggle your damn flashlight. I thought when he said crank it up, this is what I was literally doing. This is what I was literally doing, and this is also how I found the code for the safe, Um, this is what I was literally doing. Is I was going into my inventory and I was like, okay, it says inspect. All right, how do I turn the crank? Because my flashlight's off. Do I like do like this to turn the crank? Because my flashlight's off. I'm not even joking. This is what I did for like 5 minutes. Like, is this charge my flashlight somehow? You know, like I don't know. And like, that's when I saw the numbers down here. I was like, oh, what does this go to? So I explored town until I found a chest that had numbers, and I used these numbers, and lo and behold, I got another thing, which was a cargo key. And then, oh, let me show you that. That's actually really cool because there's something in there. I haven't figured out how to get to it yet, but I know there has to be a way to get to it, right? Back in the ward. So I get this key and I open it from the open the chest over there. I get this key, and so I look through and I see if there's any doors anywhere in the area, right? Right, game. I know we're loading. We're loading here, and so I look around and there seems to be nowhere to go with it. Well, then I saw this entire area over here. Right? It's right beside the tutorial area. And it's a bunch of shipping containers. And you keep going. And then you're in a ship. And you come down here. And there's a freaking door that was locked that I need to use a key on. And there was a purple item in here, which was a submachine gun, which was cool. But there's also a gun over here that looks like a gun anyways. See right there? Does that not look like a gun? Or a crank? And there's a portal right there. You can tell by the big circle thing. There's a portal right there. So I'm thinking that now that I've been to the labyrinth, this must be something you can find in the labyrinth and come back to here to teleport into here to get that. I couldn't figure out. Like I went through, like you can't, up here, there's no space for a passageway. And so like you can't like go around here. There's no like invisible path through walls and whatnot. It's not like a Dark Souls where there's like a knockout wall. And that's the thing. This is stuff I've been doing in the game. I walk around, I'll see a dead end. I'd be like, okay, let me try to whack the hell out of it and see if I can get through it. This is what this game asks of you. And if you can't do that, that's fine. Look up tutorials. Like, I could look up a tutorial right now. I could go online. I could Google this area, right? I could search this on YouTube or Reddit or whatnot. I could search for this area, find out, because I'm sure someone knows what that is. And if people put in the comments, I'm not going to read it. Just know that. I'm not reading the comments on this video solely because I want to explore the game myself. But I could go around and look for this area and find out what that is, find out how to get to it. But I want to find it myself. I want to find it out myself. Like I've got the hints. Like there's an open portal over there. Obviously somewhere I'm going to find another portal that conjoins to, right? Because I don't see any other way into here. And there was another puzzle similar to this in that same space area where there's an item that's locked behind things and you couldn't get to it. But if you went upstairs, there was an item you could shoot that was explosive. When you blew that up, it opened the door. And I just kept mucking around until I found that out. And that's what you do in these games. That's the fun of it. Casual or not, the fun is playing the game. It isn't just getting the stuff. Getting the stuff isn't it's the fun. That's the reward for doing the fun stuff. The fun stuff is finding all this stuff out and figuring it all out. That's the fun part of these kind of games. So Viper, just like understand that you're looking at the game in the wrong mindset, right? This game is not going to hold your hand, and when people say that, this is what they mean. It's not going to tell you where you need to go to do things. It's going to give you all of the walkthrough to the point of where you can take over, and it becomes your adventure, right? This is your adventure now. Everything that happens in it is up to you. All the decisions you make are up to you. So, are you going to play with this? Are you going to be using your coach gun all this entire time? Like I got a coach gun too. Are you using your coach gun the entire time? Are you going to use a different weapon? Are you going to play as this archetype or that archetype? What is going to be your story from this game? What are you going to find? Right? What is going to be your unique path through this game? And then when you're done with that path, that's when you go look at other people's paths. You say, oh, wow, this is something I missed. And that's something I missed. And oh, I should replay this now. I should go back, take my old character, go through it, or get a new character and go through it. That's the fun of this game. And I really hope you find that fun. I really do, because it is a different experience. It is not your standard AAA guided by the nose experience. It is like look over here. Just to show you one more thing. This is available from the very first moment that you get here. The very first moment. The first thing I did is I came over, I was looking at everything and saw this. It's clear you can plant something here. What do you plant? I still don't know. But you better believe I keep looking for seeds. Or something that could be buried in here. Because that's what the game is asking you to do, is to use your adventurer's spirit and find the answer instead of being handed it. That's my 2 cents.